Hello and welcome to TV360 Nigeria special broadcast on the 2023 Governorship and State House of Assembly elections. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Once again, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) takes center stage for the conduct of governorship and State House of Assembly polls across the country. The polls come 3 weeks after a dramatic round of presidential and National Assembly elections, which has received mixed reactions from stakeholders at home and abroad. The polls were initially scheduled for March the 11th, but the fallout of the presidential election setback, reconfiguration of the bimodal voter accreditation system devices, prompting a one-week delay. INEC officials have started arriving polling units across the country with the arrival of the Commission's officials. Voting materials, sensitive and non-sensitive materials, distributed in the 170,606 polling units scattered across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. In all, 18 political parties fielded candidates for the governorship elections slated to hold in 28 out of the 36 states of the Federation. In Kaduna, distribution of electoral materials has begun in earnest. Speaking to newsmen, the supervisor of the commission in the state, Aisha Danjuma, explains that the process has been smooth so far.
So far, so good. The process is excellent. The ad hoc staff has already started going to their PUs. Some of them have already set the polls. We are only waiting for the time. By 8:30, they will start. This election is far more better than the other one because we've started early and we've distributed everything early. And I pray it will be free, fair and credible.
The West Africa Elders Forum, YF, has called for peace, free and fair polling as Nigerians get ready for Saturday's gubernatorial and state assembly elections. The forum also urged the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct the elections in accordance with the nation's electoral laws and address the challenges identified by various stakeholders after the February 25 presidential elections as a means of protecting the integrity of the electoral process. Commending Nigerians for their peaceful disposition and faith in the nation's democracy, YF also urged Nigerians to be law-abiding and desist from acts that could mar Saturday's elections and threaten the peace of the region and the sub-region. The forum also praised the presidential candidates in the last elections for heeding the elders' advice to toe the path of peace and follow legal means to address the grievances observed during the last election. As electorates in Lagos prepare to elect a governor that will steer the ship of the state in the next 4 years, logistics is one area that is critical to the success of the electoral process. We monitor the distribution of election materials this morning in one of the registration area centers at Abule, Onigbagbo, Lagos, Nigeria.
At a registration area center right here at the Bola Memorial Anglican Primary School, Ikeja. And you can see from the activities behind me, the ad hoc staff, which comprises National Youth Corps members, are getting set. This registration area center is like a distribution center where materials, polling materials, are distributed for onward transfer to the various polling units. One thing that I noticed that is different from what we experienced when we came here during the last election, that is the presidential election, is the fact that we could see some of the public transport or public buses that will be used for conveying the ad hoc staff to the polling units. Unlike what happened the last time, we didn't see some of those things even as late as 9 a.m. in the morning. But right now, we can see that they are ready. We can see the public transport, the buses. We can even see the security men on guard. They are watching over the ad hoc staff. The ad hoc staff are preparing. They've taking their breakfast, and I spoke to a few of them who have said that they are ready. Even some of them slept over at this rack. That's talking about this registration area center. They slept over and they had their dinner. They've had their breakfast now, and all they are waiting is for the direction or for directive from the senior officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission to tell them to proceed to their various polling units. Even in this rack, that's talking about this registration area center, there are polling units where voters or electorates will be exercising their franchise too. So it is an all-encompassing kind of registration center. And from hopefully, I would say hopefully, logistics for this election can get to the various polling units with the enthusiasm and the way we are seeing things being put in place. From the Bola Memorial Primary School here in Onigbongbo, Ikeja, Jide Olaniran for TV 360 Nigeria.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has raised an alarm over fake identity cards for security personnel on election duty on March the 18 in 28 states across the country. In a statement on Friday, the INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, said the fake identity cards did not emanate from the Commission. Okoye pointed out that identity cards for security personnel on election duty are issued by security agencies alone and not INEC, adding that anyone bearing an identity card allegedly issued by the Commission for Security Personnel can only be on illegal duty, and such a person is liable to arrest and prosecution. While there have been concerns about possible violence, the security agencies have assured of adequate deployment of personnel to polling units. Also, still on security matters, police in Lagos have assured voters that there won't be Oro festivities in the state on Saturday, maintaining that there is no threat to the governorship and state assembly elections billed for that day. This follows reports on social media that the Oro festival in some parts of the state will take place on Saturday. The development triggered reactions from Nigerians, most of who lamented the situation. Speaking in a televised interview, the Force Public Relations Officer Muyiwa Adejobi said only one part of the state that conducted Oro, which he confirmed, ended on Friday. He, however, said that if some people insist on going on with such activity on election day, the police will also deal with the situation. Chairman of the Lagos Parks and Garages, Musiliu Akinsanya, has denied that he issued a threat against voters who would not vote for the All Progressives Congress APC in Saturday's elections. On Thursday, a video appeared on social media in which Akinsanya was heard saying that Igbo people who do not want to vote for the party in the Lagos governorship election should stay at home. Akinsanya, popularly known as MC Oluomo, made the comment while addressing supporters at an event in Lagos.
Ìyá Ṣubújì tó bá ti mọ̀ pé ó dìbò fún mi jókòó sílé nurse mo kàn rí lórí social media tá a ní pé everything on sọ pé MC please I'm always on peace.
We'll take a breather now. I'll be back with more stories. To stay with us.
Nigerians, elections are here again. Let us shun violence. Let us play the game according to the rules. Do not be a thug. Say no to violence. Let's rise and defeat violence, crime, and sabotage against the peace of our nation. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must do everything to keep it united. We must avoid any act that promotes hate and disintegration. Say no to separatist movement, terrorism, fake news, hate speech, religious bigotry, and any act that tends to divide us as a nation. Watch out for strange gatherings and suspicious movements. Restrict restrict access to sensitive documents and data, the disclosure of which may damage national security. Educate your staff and family, particularly on measures to safeguard information and report security breaches. Apply relevant legal security guidelines to protect yourself and your neighbors. Due to misinformation and wrong choices, some idle persons resort to vices in their greed to get rich quick. They resort to kidnapping, killings for rituals, and other heinous crimes. Avoid wrong use of the social media. Before you broadcast that false message, think twice. Ask whether it will promote peace or violence. For safety at home, still be security conscious. Educate your household on safety tips. Report all suspicious movements and persons to the security agencies nearest to you. Be a good citizen. Be patriotic. To pass security information, please call 0813-222-2105, 0915-339-1309, 0908-837-3514, or send a mail to dsspr@dss.gov.ng. This message is from the Department of State Services, DSS.
Welcome back. We'll seem to have reconnected to our legal expert and political affairs analyst, Adewale Ajadi, who joins me now from Abuja. Thank you very much, Adewale. Now, I'd like to know your insight as regards the governorship election, which is certainly one to look out for, especially for states such as Lagos, Rivers, Kano, and Adamawa State.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. I'm in a public place, so there might be some background noise. But essentially, you mentioned quite a few states. I'm especially excited for us on Adamawa State, arguably the most diverse state in the country. And the fact that there is a woman vying there is exciting. I wish her well, and I wish the people of Adamawa well. Lagos, certainly, because of the challenge that the presidential election has raised. But let me preface what I'm saying by some very important points. One, that I wish Nigerians all the best in this election, that the last election was not bad, it was an improvement on past election, and we can even do better this time. Secondly, that the law that was signed into, the bill that was signed into law by the president yesterday actually makes state government more accountable in the manner that we've all always desired. So the days of the imperial and impervious governor is gone. We need to look at our legislators, not just the governorship, and make sure that we have people who are accountable. We make sure that the policies of the people we elect are challengeable, and that we make sure that we are participating in the process as we go along, because now we'll have an independent judiciary, we'll have an independent legislature, and also independent local government in terms of their funding. These are all ways of empowering the citizens of this country to make sure that their states function in an effective manner. So all the power is in our hands, and how we do it now is not a do or die election, but make sure that our choices count.
I would say that for a state like Lagos State, the security atmosphere is intense. What areas do you think INEC and security agencies can pay particular attention to so that we don't have some of the issues that occurred during the presidential election?
Well, firstly, that the issues that we are saying about the presidential elections were the exception, not the rule. And secondly, that they can build on what they've done in the past. When we don't hear the security forces becoming the news, that is important. That means they are doing their job. And if you remember, even in the Kate area where it's been identified as a problem, it's the security forces that saved the day. So it is important that they maintain their responsibility as independent arbiters and make sure that people are able to make their choices and exercise their votes. This is the critical issue, to make sure that no matter how emotional and excited people are, they do not disturb other people's exercise of their choices, and that all their efforts to make sure that results are uploaded are supported by all the systems that they have. All of these are the things that can be done and can be done openly and transparently for everybody to see.
Now, we've had reports of, a certain court, ordering INEC to ensure that it transmits elections electronically. Do you see the commission towing the path or, taking on the mode it did during the presidential election?
Well, I think that it's difficult not to say that it is the lack of knowledge of enterprise systems. Enterprise systems can fail at any time, and they do fail. We are hopeful that it's not going to fail this time, but the law gives INEC the discretion on how it gets the results to the central locations. Now, let's bear in mind that party agents have to approve the results. So making transmission an issue is actually diverting from the real issue. So long as people can look at the results in the polling units and in the collation centers and they verify those results as being accurate, then what is important is to maintain the integrity of those results and get them across. And it might take some time, but we will get there.
And let's head to Adamawa State, which interestingly has a female presidential candidate in the All Progressives Congress. And now, of course, the PDP controls that state. We also have, the former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, who is also from Adamawa State. What really are our chances of, winning this election, owing to the fact that she's a woman and that, this governorship elections are usually dominated by the male folk? What are our chances in these elections?
Well, it's exciting. I think that she has a 50-50% chance in the sense that Adamawa does not always return its governor. So the serving governor has a chance of losing it. Then Adamawa is arguably the most diverse state in the country with over 90 different ethnic groups. So there are chances there that there is no central, the central powerful ethnic group, but that other people might have a different angle to it. And having a woman there is not bad. But for the country, I think it's an exciting opportunity to try the fact that women who are about 50% of our population can be at the level of governorship. But I think our chances are 50-50 in any case, and I wish her all the best.
Well, indeed, Adewale Ajadi, legal expert and political affairs analyst, thank you very much for your time and your contribution. I'll take a break now. I'll be back with more election updates. To stay with us.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, and use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Well, our correspondent Emeka Amako joins us now live from Kano. Emeka, thank you very much for joining us. Now, could you give us an update on what is going on in Kano State right now?
Very good day, Shade. Yeah, right here in Kano State, the elections are quite on the way. The governorship and state assembly elections, as it were, are ongoing. This morning, while the TV 360 crew visited some polling units, amazingly, as against instructions from INEC, even as at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Some of the polling units visited were yet to commence voting for the day. We now had to visit one of the polling units at Nasarawa local government polling unit, which is ordinarily where the APC governorship candidate, Nasiru Gawuna, is supposed to vote. At the onset, there were skirmishes here and there. There were protests by the ad hoc staff, INEC ad hoc staff, that they were not going to participate in the day's election. So feelers had it that the grouse actually wasn't unrelated with their unpaid allowances during the last presidential and National Assembly elections held on March 25th this year. But thereafter, I can tell you now that everything that we are spoken to and elections are actually ongoing. The ad hoc staff are on top of their game. Elections in Kano State, most of the polling units visited are underway.
All right, Emeka, tell us about the security situation in Kano now.
I must tell you that the security personnel in Kano State are on top of their game too. Like I did cite much earlier, during the protests, there were presence of combined security forces to make sure that miscreants wouldn't hijack the situation. Some other polling units where we visited and where we are presently, the security agencies are also doing quite well. There is relative peace in Kano State. So far, so good. I must tell you, thumbs up to the security agencies.
So, Emeka, quickly tell us what's going on at the polling units where you are. Firstly, is that a polling unit? And has the electoral process begun in that area where you are now?
Presently, we are at Gwale local government area of Kano State, and it's called Diso Ward. The polling unit is Balarabe Haladu polling unit here in Kano State, and coincidentally, it is the polling unit where the NNPP governorship candidate in the person of Abubakar Yusuf, this is where he is going to cast his vote, and we are actually on standby to get him covered when he's doing this. But I must tell you, the atmosphere is serene, and all are expectant of the candidate, the NPP candidate, in the person of Abubakar Yusuf, to come and cast his vote.
And finally, before I let you go, Emeka, you made mention of the fact that electoral materials did not arrive on time in most of the polling units you visited. Did any INEC official give reasons for this delay?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I was asking if you were able to get a response from the INEC official on the reasons for the delay in the delivery of electoral materials to polling units.
Well, at the moment, we've not been able to reach any of the INEC officials, but the INEC headquarters in Abuja is in the know of this, and I must say that everything is actually going to plan. So in the next couple of minutes, we are expecting the NNPP governorship candidate in the person of Abba Kabiru Yusuf to come and cast his vote. So we are here on standby, please.
Well, indeed, Emeka Amako, TV360 correspondent, thank you so much for your contribution, and we'll definitely get back to you for more updates. Thank you. Moving on now, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, says it is not true that he is planning to hold an End INEC End Nigeria protest in the country. Obi, in a post on his official Twitter handle on Friday, said the story of the plan to hold such a protest was orchestrated by the opposition. On March 1st, Mahmood Yakubu, the chairperson of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, announced Bola Tinubu, candidates of the All Progressives Congress, APC, as the winner of the February 25 election. The opposition candidates have expressed their intention to challenge the result in court. The Kaduna State Police Command have arrested the suspected attackers of the convoy of the state governor Nasser El-Rufai by suspected members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, popularly known as Shiites. A statement by the spokesperson of the command, DSP Mohammed Jalige, says the security officials attached to the governor's convoy cleared the Bakin-Ruwa axis of Rigasa in Nnamdi Ezekwe Expressway after armed hoodlums suspected to be members of the IMN attacked law-abiding citizens and prevented motorists from plying the routes. He explained that the hoodlums in a large number were intercepted, harassing innocent citizens on Thursday at about 3 p.m. when the convoy of the Kaduna State Governor arrived at the place. We'll call it a wrap at this point in time on our election updates. Just stay with us on TV360 Nigeria for more updates. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.